Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a trade on Huddle.com. Now for those that aren't familiar, Huddle is what you would call a non-custodial peer-to-peer trading website. So let's break it down. What does non-custodial mean? Well, a good example would be, do you remember our old friend FTX, where billions of dollars of customers' funds were deposited using crypto on their website? Well, when they shut down, everybody lost their funds. Or if you remember Mt. Gox, everyone lost their money because of a hack that took place. And this is because the website were being the custodians of the funds of their customers. And this makes it so that if it's not your keys, then it's not your crypto, not your Bitcoin, right? That's the old saying. So non-custodial means that on this website, when you're trading with other people, your funds aren't actually stored on there. So let's just say you buy Bitcoin from someone on this website. So what happens is when you make a trade with somebody, the Bitcoin goes directly to your own wallet, and that is a wallet that can be on an exchange or like a cold storage wallet. It just goes directly to your wallet, and you don't have to worry about it being on the exchange itself. So let's just get straight into it. So this is a peer-to-peer trading exchange, right? So this means I'm going to be dealing directly with other sellers, right? So I'm a buyer, and I'm going to be trading with a seller. And this is different to say like Binance or Bybit or something like that, where I just, open up the spot trading thing, and then I just, make a trade, click the buy button. I actually have to look at someone that I want to trade with. So first thing is I've selected what currency I want. So I've selected euros, and then I've also got I've selected which currencies, which trading payment method that I want. So I've selected Wise. So when I can see all the sellers here, it's measured by how much above market rate that they're selling it for. So these guys aren't running a charity, like they're making money doing this. So they're providing this service by selling Bitcoin above market rate. So I want to find someone that is going to give me the best rate, the lower the better. And I'm also looking for the person with the highest amount of feedback. So I've just selected someone here based on that criteria. And I am now going to go to the next thing. So I can see this person's payment, the description, and like what the terms and conditions are of this offer. And then I am going to just type in the amount of euros that I'm going to pay in exchange for how much BTC. So the BTC amount on the right is already calculating in the fact that this person that I'm trading with is charging above the market rate. And it's also calculating whatever rate is going on the exchange. So the exchange is charging 0.5%, 0.45%. Or 5% depending on who you're trading with, and that's going to be split between the buyer and the seller. So in the end, you're getting charged like 0.25%. I'm also going to have to put in my personal Bitcoin address. So this would be my hardware wallet Bitcoin address. I'm putting that in. So when the funds are released, when the trade is completed, ultimately the funds from the seller will go directly to my address, and it won't have to actually go on the exchange itself, which is really neat. And then I'm just going to put in my payment method, and when that's done, I'll have to put in my payment password. Now, a payment password is different to your normal login password. What you need to do is you actually have to go ahead and create a payment password, and to do that you have to have 2FA enabled. So I'm just going to show you real quick how that goes down. So I've got to go and get two-factor authentication. Just put in your normal password, and then you can generate a 2FA code. And it's just like any other thing when you apply for 2FA. I'm going to scan that QR code with a Google Authenticator. And once that's scanned, it will give me my first one-time password, which will just be 6 numbers in whatever combination. I'm just going to put that in, and I'm going to enable two-factor authentication, and that will allow me to then create my trading password. So I'm just going to put my password in, and this is going to be my new password, and then I'm going to put the 2FA in, and I'm just going to skip ahead because it's pretty self-explanatory. And once that's done, I can finally engage in this what's called a contract with the trader. So we're going to open that up, and here we go. So this is what it looks like, and I'm going to have the option to accept the contract or reject the contract. Now, typically what happens is when you've got this trade chat open, you just want to ask the person, is he there? Maybe you want to clear up a few questions about the payment method, the currency, or whatever other concerns you may have. And then once you've come to an agreement, which usually doesn't really require much, then you can accept the contract. And the seller will do the same on his side. So we're just going to wait for the seller. I've already done this all in advance, so I'm just playing a pre-recorded video. So here we go. The seller has responded back. Can we trade? Yeah. And now he's accepted the contract on his side, and now we are ready to begin trading. Now, what happens is, now that the seller has accepted the contract, is he is going to escrow the funds. So escrow means, okay, like just to give a quick definition of how escrow works in crypto trading. So let's just say you and I are talking on Telegram or wherever, and I'm deciding to sell you Bitcoin, and we've agreed on the terms and conditions, and now it's your turn to send me fiat currency. I give you my bank details, you send the funds to me. What is stopping me from just running away with your funds? Basically, whoever sends first, whether it's whoever sends the crypto first or whoever sends the fiat first, whoever goes first basically has an advantage over the other person. They are at a disadvantage compared to their trading partner, because once they receive the funds, they always have the ability to just run away. They don't have to fulfill some kind of obligation. And you can think about, well, what about honor? What about integrity? But, if we're dealing on the internet and we're dealing in cryptocurrency especially, there is no honor, and you need to have some kind of mechanism in place that is going to force the person you're dealing with to actually fulfill their end of the agreement. And that's where escrow comes in. So escrow is like a third-party wallet that the seller will have to send his funds into. And once the funds are safely locked in this third-party escrow wallet, then the buyer can feel safe to send his funds to the seller. And then when the seller receives his funds, he can click a button that says he received the funds, and then the funds that are in escrow will be released to the buyer. And you might be wondering, well, what's stopping either side from being dishonest and lying? Like perhaps the buyer clicks the button saying that he paid when he didn't, or perhaps the seller clicks the button, or he basically denies that he receives payment. What happens then if you've got one or perhaps two dishonest actors in this arrangement? Well, what happens is that there's a third party that has sway over this trade, and that is the moderator of the website. So if there is a dispute that happens, the moderator can come in and he can check the evidence. He's going to ask the buyer and the seller to send different screenshots, and frankly it's very easy to prove whether or not there's been something bad that's happening, whether or not someone's a malevolent actor. And I'm saying this to someone that's done thousands of trades on different P2P crypto exchanges, and I have to say I've never really had any bad experiences, at least that weren't my fault. I've made some mistakes, and that's allowed me to get scammed, and it's happened maybe once or twice in my whole trading experience. But generally speaking, I've never had a moderator favor the scammer instead of me, because it's actually more difficult than you think to create some kind of doctored information. So, if you think, or maybe they might send a fake screenshot, well, the moderator will ask for a video of the payment platform or whatever, to show that it's not screen. There's all these different methods that the moderators can use to get to the bottom of who is being honest and who is dishonest. And I can just go from personal experience and tell you that the moderators do a really good job, and they're always able to discern that. But generally speaking, and especially on Huddle, most people are actually honest actors. And when there is someone that is a dishonest actor, it's usually very quick to uncover. But as a buyer, you don't really have to worry about this so much, because if a seller has a good amount of feedback, this person here has got over 300 feedback, 99% positive, then you don't have to be concerned about this person scamming you. You know, if anything, it's usually the seller that has to be concerned with the buyer trying to scam him, because the buyers are the ones that usually have like low feedback to zero feedback. So as long as you're a buyer, you don't really have to worry about the seller scamming you in general, right? So, but if you're ever worried about it, you know, you can always have the option to open a dispute and things can get worked out. So what we're looking at now is the funds have been sent to escrow, but because Bitcoin requires, well, at least on this website, you know, one confirmation to show that the funds are actually there, then until that point, as it says, do not send money. But it's just registering that funds have been sent to that site, to Huddle, to that third-party escrow wallet. So I'm just going to skip ahead in this pre-recorded video. So when the escrow process is complete, it will look something like this. And as you can see in the chat, the seller has now sent me his payment information, and because the funds are locked in escrow, it's now safe for me to send funds. Now, I just need to emphasize, it's really important that you only send funds once the escrow is complete. Only then it's safe. Make sure to never send funds whilst it's going through the process of escrow. Like, wait till it gets to one confirmation and it's complete and it says it's safe, because if you don't and you send it before then, there's always a chance, if the seller is dodgy, he might actually cancel the contract or something. Well, not cancel the contract, he has the ability to cancel whilst this confirmation is taking place. So make sure only to send funds once escrow is complete. So because this person has sent me his payment information, this is by TransferWise, it's a Wise tag, I'm going to go through Wise, which I'm not going to show you, and I'm going to make payment to this person, and once he receives it, then it should be done. Now, once I've sent it, I can click I've sent the payment, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Once I've clicked I sent payment, then everything is locked in. So what that means is that it's now on him to check that the funds have been received, and assuming that it's arrived, then he's going to release the funds to me. If it hasn't, then it's because I'm a scammer, and then he's going to open up a dispute. But I'm not a scammer, so I've sent him the funds, and it's just up to him to now click that he's received it. And once that's done, and once he's received it, he's going to click that it has been received, and then he's going to release my funds that are locked in escrow. So as you can see here, it says BTC released to my Bitcoin address, and I can then show you that the funds have arrived using mempool space. So you can see here that it's come, and if you want to check out the progress of any Bitcoin transaction, make sure to use mempool.space. It's a really useful tool. So guys, that's really all there is to it. If you have any questions about how to use Huddle, you can leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. And if you're interested in using Huddle, make sure to use my referral link in the description down below, and I'll see you next time.